Welcome to Bigdaddie Sports. I'm your host, Bigdaddie.
LB Jenkins.
And one back with us once again is my man, Kyper McShay. And let's jump right into it this week. Who were you more impressed with, Geno Smith or E.J. Manuel's first start of the season?
You go ahead and go. I was more impressed with E.J. Manuel. I didn't expect him to, one, score 2 touchdowns, 2, stay in the pocket a little bit, extra throw, 150 yards, no interceptions. I was more impressed. Geno Smith, he had 11 more attempts, 100 more yards, but at the same time, first half was horrible. I'm glad that he made some second half adjustments, but at the same day, E.J. Manuel had a bigger day.
I say Geno Smith, 110%. The guy, we roasted his coach on there. The guy actually, this might be just for the coach in general. He made adjustments. They managed the game. I had no expectations for Geno Smith. I just thought they were going out there to get destroyed.
It's Geno Smith. We saw E.J. Manuel in preseason be acceptable, make a couple plays. We saw that he'd be able to do something. Based off what we saw from Geno in the preseason, you were thinking 4 picks.
Yeah.
That game was going to be not close. And so for them to even have a chance to win in the end, that's from Geno not turning the ball over that many times. He had the 1 turnover, but with a rookie quarterback in his first start against an improved Tampa Bay secondary, you can live with that.
At the same time, look at the opposition. I mean, it's E.J. Manuel versus New England Patriots.
Yeah, and that's more coaching than players. Other than Vince Wilfork on that defense, who scares you?
I'm saying their front 7 is the part that's good. Their back 4.
Their back end is not great.
Tampa's back 4 aren't great, but they're better. You got Reeves, you got some other guys. So I definitely say it was Geno, because we were also saying they had a bad roster just in general, just offensively.
Shout out to your boy K2.
Oh yeah,
He showed up. Like, I don't know what the problem was in New England. I don't know why Tampa Bay cut him when Shiano got there, but he still got some gas in the tank. All right, next up. Were you surprised at how good the Eagles' offense looked?
I was not surprised, but that's only because I didn't have any expectations going in. We didn't know what they were going to be. They didn't show a whole lot of this college Chip Kelly offense in the preseason, so you didn't know what you were going to get. So I guess it's a yes and no. Yes, because it looked good, but I don't think it's going to last. Like the fun and gun did, came in, blew people out.
It blew out the Cardinals though, and so.
But I'm saying, it looked great that first game.
It was great that first week. I remember.
So let's wait. But I didn't know what to expect from them. But they look good.
What about you? You like the offense?
It was effective. You know, I say run, hurry up all the time. We need to be running, hurry up offense all the time. Problem with this is, one, defense. Your defense goes on the field too much. We saw the Eagles defense step up. Kerry Williams step up. Look, he did so much more. Than what he did with the Ravens. He's earning his money here with Philadelphia. My thing is the defense was letting Washington back into the game. So if you are scoring high, you're scoring a lot of points, but your defense is on the field, if your defense can't stand up, the other team's going to be back in the game.
It's not just defense. They changed play call in the second half, way more conservative. Where they ran 49 plays in the first half, they ran less than 30 plays in the second half. So that was the change in coaching. I was surprised because I thought that the offense was going to do what it did. I was actually kind of disappointed. I was disappointed in Vic.
Wow.
There was at least 5 to 7 throws of open guys that he had no pressure and he just flat missed. And against a better team and better defenses, that's going to cost you a game.
Oh, for sure.
In the first half, I mean, he missed Riley Cooper on the sideline. He missed Deshaun Jackson. He was missing open, simple throws. Don't start.
The Riley Cooper was on purpose.
And you need Vic to hit the wide open guy.
You need him to, but you got to remember, that's not Vic's game being overly accurate. You know, he's.
But I need 60%. All I'm asking you is 60%.
You would like that, but he's not going to hit that. He's a street sweeper. He's not a sniper.
Even the touchdown that he hit Deshaun Jackson is like, okay, am I sure he's open? Okay, he's wide open now. I'll throw it. Like, he has to be complete. And I know they put the turnover thing in his head so much. That's kind of slowing down his progression. But you can't miss 6, 7 opportunities like that. I was impressed by Shady McCoy.
Oh yes.
Shady looked like he got his mojo back.
2011, LaShawn McCoy.
Shady looked like he was doing his thing.
You gotta remember, both those defenses are suspects. So let's hold off on the Eagles and on RG3 until we see him against somebody.
Okay, which team in the AFC North is in the most trouble? The whole division is 0-4. Who's in the most trouble? We might want to start with that team he got on his shoulder.
I was gonna say the Steelers are dead in the water basically. They might have been able to get to the playoffs, or they probably were to get to the playoffs. Now it would be a gift from God if they get to the playoffs.
Man,
look, the defense still balled out. The Tennessee offense did nothing. The problem is, I told y'all the Steelers were gonna miss Mike Wallace, and they don't have offensive weapons. Emmanuel Sanders, I like him as a guy, decent third receiver, but you can't count on him. And if you hit him, he will punk out and not show. Antonio Brown, nice receiver, but he's a 2. You double cover him, you can take him away. Heath Miller's not there right now, and they have no running game to speak of.
I agree, and it was basically, we were hoping that the running game would show up. People would stay healthy, but they don't have.
And if Pouncey goes down,
Pouncey's gone. Foot on defense. Let's be real. Troy's gonna be injured by week 6, so the defense, you can't count on the defense for you right now. And look, Cleveland is probably the worst off, but you don't expect much from Cleveland. Yep. So when you ask this question, it's Pittsburgh.
But look, I'll be real with you. The Ravens are in this conversation too, and Cincinnati. Look. It's only week 1.
Somebody gotta win.
It's only week 1.
Somebody gotta win the division.
But
ask Seattle, you can win 7-9.
I picked Chicago to beat Cincinnati because they just don't seem like they're ready to win big games yet. And that's a game that was there for Andy Dalton, and he couldn't make a play. The Ravens secondary looked horrendous. There's no communication there.
That's a whole new roster.
They don't know how to run zone, and so that's going to be a problem. The Browns are the Browns. Like, you thought Brandon Wheaton was going to take a step forward, and it comes out and he throws 3 picks.
Jason Campbell, week 6.
9-7. Looks, after week 1, that division looks like it may be
winnable at 9-7.
Yeah.
I agree, but the Steelers, they're older. They don't have the talent that they used to.
They don't have young talent coming up, especially on offense.
But you have to remember, this is what the Steelers do. They always have that where they have those great runs where they're winning games. They keep letting a few guys leave in free agency here, a few guys here. And they have that big drop off.
With Coward, it was like a year.
But I'm just saying that.
With Coward, it was a year.
And then they start coming back.
They've been digressing each year.
But you're gonna see, they just keep letting those guys. It happened with Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green, LaVon Kirkland, all those guys. They slowly faded away.
Yeah, they faded them out, but then they brought in Joey Porter. Yeah. They had guys coming up, and so they would have that off season where 2000 was the off year, and then they come back strong. So it's just, I don't see them coming back strong right now because I don't see anything on their depth chart in youth that makes me say, he's going to be a player.
I agree. It's just that they've let it happen it used to be just kind of like on defense, and 1 or 2 guys like Auntie Thigpen would leave, or somebody like that. But now they've let a couple of receivers go. They're off the line. They haven't added anyone to them. They're old and don't have a whole lot of talent. The 2 guys that they do have that are talented and young just blew out of the ACL, and the other guy, the dude who caused it, in the Castro. So they're hurting on the inside.
They're not like a free agent destination. Like, free agents don't flock and say, I'm going to the Steelers. The Steelers homegrown. So that can be trouble. Okay. After this season, Colin Kaepernick will be a top 5 QB. True or false?
False. Because to get top 5, that's a leap, and that's just success over time. That's all that is. Simple equation. He's had a good year last year, and if he has a really good year this year, that's 2 years. He's climbing up the board, but he's not really
Wait, hold on.
Crack that.
Hold on. This man, just from what he did to Green Bay, 402 yards in the pocket. He only rushed for 20 yards on Sunday. If you tell me he played a whole season like that, winning games, look, they in a title, maybe Seattle for the division. They're a playoff team. What's keeping him from? Because tell me who else you got. I mean, we got your Manning, you got your Brady, you got Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers. There's a 5th slot open.
But like I said, you have to have it over time. There's guys who put together 1 or 2 years.
But that 5th spot is kind of revolving. Like Phillip Rivers used to sit in that 5th spot.
Eli.
Yeah, it depends. So I'm just saying, let's say he goes back to the Super Bowl. Win or lose, he goes to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row.
Top 5.
Maybe.
Like I said, but he's putting himself in the conversation with continued success. Like, Drew Brees, you can count. He's going to have his yards.
I agree with that.
So that's all I'm saying is that if he keeps doing this, like I said, he's climbing that ladder. Because before it was Roethlisberger was in the 5th spot, and it's just that success
I
that
never
puts you
put
in
Ben
that
in the 5th spot. Never.
What?
I never put Ben in the 5th
Look, as a Ravens fan, I can't stand to see that man with the ball in his hands late. He makes plays. His numbers are not astronomical, but he wins games.
I put him in the 5th.
2 rings.
Damn.
4th quarter comebacks. The only real weapon, the offensive line is horrible year after year, and he makes plays. And you gonna tell me Big Ben wasn't the top 5 quarterback 3 seasons ago?
And to be perfectly honest, Kaepernick's Big Ben just faster. That's the same idea.
But,
I can see that.
Kaepernick throws more yards though. I mean, you look stat wise, he's producing more. Of course, you got the run threat that gives him more.
What? One game? Before Sunday, he had never had a regular season game where he threw over 300 yards. So let's pump the brakes on that.
Hold up. But he was rushing. So my point, he's doing 300 all-purpose yards just by himself. 2 touchdowns, 300. Now I'm saying they kept him in. He's showing that he can stay in the pocket. I'm not saying this is perfect. We're talking about the end of the season.
But wait,
end of the season.
It's one game against a bad secondary in Green Bay. Let's just throw that out there, real. It ain't like he plays Seattle this week in Seattle. We'll see how that goes.
Good defensive backfield. Then, like I said, you have to prove it.
We said at the end of the season. I said if he continues playing like he is right now,
but that Big Ben
top 5
is blasphemous.
End of the season, so
She said no.
End of the season, he's going to be elite if he plays this way. Continues these numbers, he'll be elite. He'll be the 5th best quarterback in the league.
You're not gonna get Mitt Romney to take a stand firm.
At the end of the season, that's the question.
We'll see. After this season, Phillip Rivers will be the quarterback of the Chargers. True or false?
False.
Terribly true. Sadly, it'll be true. They don't have. You have to have somebody to come in and take his job, basically.
Johnny Football. They in the runnings.
Trust me.
Johnny Football is not a number 1. He's not a first round pick.
No parts.
He is not a first round pick.
Not talent wise or personality wise. You don't want.
No, in San Diego, Johnny Football.
Phillip Rivers is a diva as well.
He is, but he's
a country diva. That's exactly what he is.
Has Phillip Rivers ever been in trouble off the field? Ever?
Off the field, no. Not off the field. On the field, yes.
But Johnny
Football. Because he argued with another diva named Jay Cutler?
Hold up, please. Wait, hold up. Stop. Rivers making fun of Jay Cutler's disease, which he has diabetes. The comments is about the disease. That on the field, yes. Look, he a diva.
Look, a lot of stuff gets said on the field. I'm not going to hold that against that, man. Here's my problem with Phillip Rivers. He's this generation's Drew Bledsoe.
Okay.
When Drew Bledsoe came out, bombs away, looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers did the same thing. Much prosper playing in the AFC Championship with no ACL. It's like this guy's on his way, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off. And with Drew Bledsoe, we know the wheels fell off. Brady came in, he went to Buffalo, and it just fell apart. That's what I see with Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's going to be there next year.
Well, I don't think he'll be there. Look, he going to have a job. He gonna have a job somewhere.
No, that's
even
fine.
if it's San Diego
but
or
he
Jaguars,
Charger.
Even if you're a Jaguar, you do more for the Jaguars than what they got right now.
He's not Mike McCoy's guy.
He's not, but
he's not the GM's guy.
Who are they gonna bring in? Who can you justify? We let Phillip Rivers go, and we brought in
Taj Boyd.
Possibly, but still, you'd be like, and granted, they have that history.
They're rebuilding.
They have that history, but I'm just saying, but you can rebuild with a brand new quarterback.
Or they could do with him, they could do with whoever they draft, like they did with Phillip. We'll keep Phillip, let him groom him.
Exactly.
And then,
keep him for a year, and then, you know.
But put it like this, they're drafting a quarterback in the first round next year.
Or there's going to be a trade for this guy in D.C. named Kirk Cousins that can go to San Diego, bring him across the coast.
It honestly depends on how many games he gets to play this year. Because it's about what have you done for me lately. If Kirk gets to play, that's possible. But I don't.
I mean, I understand that definitely with your Matt Flynn's going around right here.
Matt Flynn's, Charlie Whitehurst, Kevin Cobb. People are scared of that number 2 guy who looks great in the system.
After this season, Chip Kelly will be the coach of the year.
False.
No, Andy Reid.
Oh,
Andy Reid. You take a team from the bottom
2-14
to possibly the top. And I'm just saying, I see them going deep, at least to the playoffs, or possibly even out of the first round or two.
I need to see more. I like what he's doing. I actually got Trestman in Chicago. Jay Cutler is not getting hit right now. I like the way he played. They're moving more fluidly.
You know what? I want to say Trestman. Here's my hesitation. At the end of the day, yesterday, you know what ended up happening? Jay Cutler was Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall was Brandon Marshall. That was it. And when you play a better team, they're just not going to let Brandon Marshall and Jay Cutler do that. And so, can Alshon Jeffrey step up? You saw yesterday, Matt Forte's numbers were not great. So they didn't have running game. I need more from Martellus Bennett. So, yeah, they won the game yesterday, but it was same old, same old. I need to see a little bit more from that offense before I go Trestman.
But that was a good defense, though.
No, it is a good defense.
The defense did, especially with Brian Urlacher, that leadership there. But they stepped up.
No, I'm talking about Cincinnati's defense. They put up against a good defense. So they weren't scrubs.
For me personally, I'm gonna take Brandon Marshall over Leon Hall all day.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, Leon Hall's a quality corner.
Yeah.
But the matchup versus Brandon Marshall don't favor him at all. So so for me, if the Eagles look like they looked last night in the first half, they win 9 games, it's going to be hard not to give it to Chip Kelly.
Okay.
All right, next up to the fantasy nuggets. This is what I got for you. I got Chicago's defense versus his boy, all this purple he got on, Christian Ponder. I pondered a thought. He threw 3 picks last week. There's no reason why he should be struggling in that way. I got Carolina's defense versus E.J. Manuel. Carolina has one of the most underrated defenses in the league. And E.J. Manuel's a rookie. He ain't ready for what they're going to show him. Also got the Raiders defense versus Chad Henne. The Jaguars offense is a joke. The Raiders look better than we thought they would. And Chad Henne is going to throw some balls to the opposite team no matter who they are. If you're short on tight ends and you're in a weak league, there's this kid named Julian Thomas that plays for the Broncos who showed up and showed out
already.
So if he ain't picked up in your league, get him. If he's gone, then you get Jordan Cameron of Cleveland. He had a big game this week. Who you got?
I got Jets defense. New England just lost their only starting receiver, Amendola. Look, New England's going to win. I have no problem with that. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Jets D might actually get something for you. Then I got LaShawn McCoy versus San Diego. LaShawn had a great game against Washington. He'll go into San Diego.
You play shady every week. You just play shady every week.
Look. And then Cincinnati versus Big Ben. We just talked. The receivers is gone. The center is gone. Defense is gonna be all over Big Ben.
Geno Atkins, exactly. Geno Atkins.
I'm gonna tell you, sit a couple of guys, sit backs, sit Trent Richardson. You also want to sit Reggie Bush, hurt. Trent, just because he's the focus. He's gonna be the focus. They got Jordan Cameron, but it's definitely Trent's show still. And I say play Doug Martin.
Okay. On the picks last week, somehow me and him tied 11-5. McShay went 10-6. It is what it is. Let's go. We got Jets at New England Thursday night.
New England.
I want to go Jets so bad. Amendola's hurt. Running backs hurt out 8 weeks. Brady got hit a lot. Jets defense look good.
If Jets were at home, I would go with Jets as New England.
It's New England.
They actually play the Patriots better on the road.
But they're going to scheme for Geno. Geno has a thing with Belichick's going to do.
That's the
truth.
What's going to happen. So I'm going with New England. St. Louis at Atlanta.
Atlanta.
It's in the ATL. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Carolina at Buffalo.
Carolina.
I was disappointed in Cam last week. Cam just didn't show me enough.
Cam has turned into the new age Vince Young. He got all the tools.
He ain't crying yet. He ain't there. He on the brink. He on the brink.
He's about a second from.
Let's see what happens. I mean, I think he's better, but we'll see.
I'm gonna take Carolina, but it wouldn't shock me if Buffalo won that game. Minnesota and Chicago. Chicago. How many weeks before we see Matt Castle?
I go week 5.
I was just gonna say. I'll say a little early, week 4, because once you go see all those 9-man fronts, they're gonna be like, "Look, we need to do something to get Adrian Peterson off."
Washington at Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay.
Green Bay. It's in Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay. Lambeau League.
Clay Matthews is mad that didn't go his way last week. I'm going Green Bay. I'm scared for RG3. He got hit a couple times on Monday night, and it didn't look like he wanted to get up.
Exactly.
Miami and Indy.
I go Indy.
I'm going with Indy. I like Miami. Mike Wallace not being used though, like he should be used in Miami.
Well, no. Mike Wallace was double covered all game. They don't run bubble screens and stuff. He's not that guy. So he better learn how to run some routes. I'm gonna go with Indy though. Dallas at Kansas City. Underrated game.
Kansas City all the way.
Really?
Yeah. Dallas barely won with 6 turnovers.
Wait, hold on. No, Dallas defense couldn't keep dominating New York for a full game. It's the beginning of the year. Stamina is going to be an issue. There was 3 Cowboys in the backfield of New York every play.
6 turnovers.
Alex Smith didn't do nothing last week.
How much did they win by?
They won by 5, but
They won by
tired.
5 with 6 turnovers. It shouldn't even been close.
I'm taking Dallas. I'm taking because of your boy. The one thing about Alex Smith that's been the case since he came in the league, hit him, he get a little bit timid. DeMarcus Ware is going to be in his face all day. I don't see him making enough plays to win. Jamal Charles messed up his quad last week. Don't know what he's going to be.
Alex Smith manages the game.
And he's going to manage the game.
He's not going to give you 6 turnovers. They have 2 really good tackles in Kansas City.
No, I give you all that.
So, and how many sacks did DeMarcus Ware have last game?
But you wouldn't.
How many times in the backfield?
He affected that game.
I'm just saying.
First play of the game, pick. What?
Against a battle line?
No, I give you that.
And now 2 good tackles.
I'm taking Dallas. Cleveland at Baltimore.
They ain't home. This is the first home game of the year.
You know what? I'm honestly thinking upset. I really am.
I really am too.
I really am.
That's why I'm
now Jason Campbell's in. I'll take that upset.
I'll say Baltimore just for the simple fact that their pride's hurt after getting.
They ain't home. This is their first home game of the year.
I'm gonna take Baltimore again. No shot at Cleveland win. Tennessee at Houston.
This was hard.
Houston.
I'm gonna go with Houston. I ain't like the way they look against San Diego. Y'all won and pulled the game off, but San Diego gave y'all trouble. I'm gonna go with Houston.
San Diego and
Philly. But San Diego, I don't know. That's another good one. But yeah, I'll say Philly.
I'm gonna go with Philly. Detroit to Arizona. Look, Arizona got a quarterback now. Happy for them. Whatever. But they still found a way to lose that game.
I was honestly really disappointed with that defense.
Man, it was really disappointed. I think they look. Tavon Austin was shut down. And I think that's who they game plan for. They didn't expect what's his name Cook to show up. They didn't expect.
How do you not? That was their free agent pickup. They brought him over from Tennessee to do exactly what he did.
Look, he balled out. Look, and I just don't think they game plan.
I got Detroit in that game.
Detroit. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Detroit. Though it pains me to say so, but I'm gonna go Detroit.
We got New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
New Orleans.
You know, I want to like Josh Freeman. I want to root for Josh Freeman.
Well, Josh Freeman.
But when you go 15-31 against the Jets, who are supposed to be down, and you have the weapons that he has, he did enough to win that game.
Yeah, he did his job.
The game was his, so you can't put this one on Josh.
No, I'm not putting it on Josh, but I need better than 15-31.
Okay.
I do.
But I think this is going to be, I'm going to give you some Lee Corso, closer than the experts think. This is going to be closer.
But
defense?
I'm still taking New Orleans.
I'll take it, but it's just going to be close.
Jacksonville at Oakland.
Black hole time.
It's battle for the bottom of the barrel, basically. It can go either way.
Terrell Pryor, 100+ yards again.
I'll say
rushing.
Terrell looked good. I'll give it to Oakland. And then McFadden, I'll give it to them.
As long as he's healthy.
I'll give it to Oakland. Okay, Denver at Giants.
Denver.
Yeah.
Manning Bull.
Giants didn't look ready.
Giants going 0-2?
I think they're going 2. And the sad part is
they're gonna be calling for Coughlin's head,
like they always do, and that means next
Super
year
Bowl.
they're gonna win a Super Bowl.
I'm taking Denver. Frisco at Seattle.
I'm going with Seattle because it's in Seattle.
This is gonna be the game of the week. Obviously.
Yes.
I'll go Seattle because San Francisco's riding a little too high. They think they got it. I think Seattle's gonna knock them down.
I'm gonna go Frisco for the fact that I said Carolina's defense is good, but it took a late play from Russell Wilson. I obviously think Frisco's defense is better than Carolina. I just think Frisco got something. They got a bad taste in their mouth from going up there last year losing 42-13 late.
Well,
I think they're trying to prove we are the class. I don't expect Anquan Bolden to have 200 yards this week. gonna go Frisco.
That's why I gotta say I think it's gonna be Seattle just because they're gonna suppress all that passing that just happened.
You definitely got that.
It's hard to go against Seattle. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I'm gonna say because Seattle
it's 12th man.
That 12th man.
The 12th man.
But I think it's gonna be close.
It's
gonna be close.
It's gonna be
but Sunday, Frank Gore, 21 carries for like 44 yards. It's like.
But you have to play him. You have to play for Frank Gore as well.
I know. You got to respect it. But
he'll get off, and that play action pass is going to start happening.
But I'm going Seattle. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Cincy. That defense is going.
Steelers going 0-2 under Tomlin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Wheels.
Because of Geno Atkins.
I think
Geno Atkins is going to disrupt everything.
That front seven against that offensive line, you're missing the heart and soul of your offense.
Yeah, I got you.
Plus, they're not that good. So you just took the best player who happened to be in the center that was going to be playing against their best defensive player, and you just took him out. That's done. That's a done deal.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Yeah, we got a special announcement. Despite Kuiper McShay's accusations, AP is not juicing. You see from that performance last week, he is not juicing, folks.
That performance last week, he had one run. He had one run for 78 yards. After that, he had 15 yards. He totaled 93 yards for the game.
So if he was juicing, he would have had 200 yards, right?
That's fine.
Despite accusations, AP is not juicing.
It happens. It happens. Everything I needed to prove what I speculate. I'm not saying it happened. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years. We got another Balco. We got another. I'm just saying you heard it here from me first. Go ahead. Whoever wants to send me that check can go ahead and do so, because I'm going to break that.
Look, hopefully he was smart enough to go somewhere where somebody ain't going to snitch. At the end of the day,
sports
they
TMZ over here.
Look, that's all we got for you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hit us up on Twitter at BIGDADDIEK6. He can't even remember.
Talking. And LB is talking.
Horrible.
And I don't got one, so I'll just see y'all.
See you.